Thanks for coming back to the fifth quarter. The Memphis Showboats once again over the Houston Gamblers 23-20 after scoring late in the ball game to take that lead and get that dub. Now, part of this game and part of your job, Coach, you got a lot of interchangeable players. Players come, players go, players get hurt. You got to get new players in there. Not only when you get the new players in there, you have to get them acclimated to what you all are doing. And you had several new players that stepped up big on Sunday.
Yeah, and we've been doing it throughout the year. I mean, Kareth White, you can go back to, on our roster in training camp. He didn't make the final cut. Then he came back. He's been a big contributor. But Dave Rosano, really, when you have these smaller staffs like we have, Dave, is doing a lot of legwork on players, and then, coming to the coaches, coming to us saying, hey, what do you think about this guy? What do you think about this guy? So, yeah, I mean, Jordan Ferguson came in and had a sack, made an impact. TJ Green came in. He's only been here a couple weeks. Big Corey came in 97. He had an impact in the game. And when you're able to do that, I think it speaks to, obviously the coaches got to get these guys ready. They got to spend extra time making sure they understand what to do. I mean, a couple of these guys were only here 2 days. I mean, one real practice. So, and they came out there and made some plays. But it also speaks to the group in general. I think the players, it's a tight-knit group. They want to win. So when new guys come in, I always introduce them, tell them, say something about yourselves. And then I tell the team, hey, it's your job to integrate this guy into this team as quickly as possible. Let them know how to get to the stadium, how to get here, where the best place, just look out for them. And our guys do that, and I think it makes for an easy transition.
And talking about that transition, when you bring new guys in, Coach, they still have to, they can't learn all the plays, offensive or defensive, but it says a lot for them to come in there to be able to make plays and be contributors when they don't really know the whole game plan or really know where they're supposed to be at each moment. So how much time do you all have to spend with them, and what do you all tell them to take some of that pressure off of them?
Well, I think it's no different than any time you're dealing with players, especially new players. You have a smaller package. If they end up having to go in there, you're not asking them to know the entire playbook. You're asking them to know 2 or 3 little plans or two or three different little packages, and then execute as best they can. So it goes back to coaching again. I think Carnell did a great job with all 3 of those guys of not asking them to do too much. Whether TJ Green played or not, I don't know. But when Kyrie Woods, who's been playing as good as anybody, went down, he got his opportunity, and he ended up making a huge play for us.
And talking about making plays, that defense once again comes up with 2 turnovers. Now, offensively didn't play as clean as a game that we did the week before, turning the ball over, but it was even on the 2 turnovers, so that made it even. And also got some payback on the team that calls Memphis home, but it is what it is. This ain't their home. Their name Houston, but to get some payback on them, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, our big thing going in the game was we knew we had to stop their really efficient running game, which we were able to do for the most part. I mean, held them under 100 yards. We allowed the one big play at the end, but that's been something missing from our offense, and I really thought, we stressed to the players. The players took great pride in. We wanted to go out against a good defense and run the football, and we did it. We did it for the most part really well, and chewed up some time in a hot environment, and that pays dividends in the end.
And talking about that rushing attack, Houston, one of the better running games in the USFL. Now, we're going to talk about that Memphis Showboats running game, the great game you all had, but in the next block. But this block, I mean, because Houston is physical. I mean, even when my man, that 20-yard draw, I saw 2 Showboats kind of laid out. That's a physical run, but you all were able to hold them to just 64 yards rushing, man.
Yeah, like I said, we went through the whole week. We wore pads. We let, Carnell was very vocal about, how we needed to practice defensively to be ready to thump on Sunday. And, I thought the guys did a really, really good job against a really good back and good running game. And we knew if we let them run all over us, it was going to be a long day. But we didn't allow that to happen, and we did enough to win, so it was fun.
Did not allow it to happen, and it was so fun because the Showboats ultimately getting the win. Now, timeout when time is back in. We're going to talk about the success of the Memphis Showboats rushing attack because they came into the game, we got to be honest, it was not one of the best running attacks in the USFL, but after Sunday looked like the best. We're going to talk about that rushing attack when I come back with Memphis Showboats head coach Todd Haley. That is after the TO.